on potato cam today, so I will be very quick and to get to the desk. So hi, happy Monday. Let's get scrapping. I'm going to take you through what we've made in October so far, and then today we're going to do a starting point that I know I'm going to put quite a few photos on. It's either going to be a 4 or a 5 photo page for me, one big and quite a few small. But that's with October supplies. It's got a not Halloweeny, but kind of can go Halloweeny vibe to it. And you could always do it with supplies from some other theme if you wanted no Halloween involvement at all. That's fine. Right, let us see what we have made in October so far. So we have got, I can just turn the camera here. I don't have to duck underneath my desk. Boop. All right, here's what we have done in October so far. We have got this one made with the travel themed items that were an August add-on. And then we started into the October kit properly, where we did a quadrant page with strips for journaling. We did a right now page that's kind of color blocked with 2 4x6 portraits. We did, oh, this needs more glue, clearly. Ooh, all right. I need to get onto that today. Okay. So we did this wreath cut file and 2 3x4 photos. And then we did a little twist on the quadrant. So it's still quadrants and still 6x6 papers, but rounded edges so that they make up a circle instead of a square. With 4 3x4 photos, but 2 portraits and 2 landscapes. So that's what we've made in October so far. And today we're going to do a starting point that we can then put any number of photos on. So that's everything we've made so far. Let's see what we've got left that we have not cut into yet. So we have all of this. So we've got, oh, I just realized why that wreath isn't completely cut down, stuck down. Because I still have those couple little pieces that I needed to back that I didn't do on the live. And I've completely forgotten that because of that, I didn't glue it. Got it. All right. At least I'm not quite so devastated that I had made such a fail that the whole page would fall apart. Nope. I just forgot that I was going to stick it after I did some more work on it. We have not cut into Halloween sweets, clouds, pumpkins. This one is coming on Friday. We're not touching that today. Keep it safe. It's over here. Then we've got big scraps of these colors. I want to use those clouds as my start today. So let us begin here. And if you remember, in the summer, we had the summer version of this pattern, which shockingly does not have bats on it. So if you wanted to follow along and have it be really easy to follow along but not be Halloween themed, you could get that cloud paper if you still have it in your stash. It was from A Simple Stories. It was from Sunny Days. This one is Spooky Things. That one was Sunny Days. Yeah. Or you could just grab any old cloud paper, or you don't have to do clouds at all. Yeah? Make sense? Okay. So I've also got my background pack over here. And I'm going to need something to go with this. So I'm thinking it might be the green that is the best. Could have these two together. And what do I have left in terms of orange? A whole sheet or just a partial sheet? A whole sheet. So we can use those together. Yeah? Oh, Georgia is back from her crop at the weekend. We want to hear all about it, of course. All right, so we've got that. And then we also have here these. And some other Halloween-y scraps. Whoop, 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 whoop. So, pumpkins, black floral, which might work really well with what I want to scrapbook today. Plus, it's got a purple B-side. And we have the remainder of this that I used on the Right Now page. I took off a section, but I've got this much of it left. Happy to go with all of that stuff today, and then we shall see what other little things we add to it. Yeah? That. Okay. Oh my goodness, Georgia finished 15 layouts at her weekend crop. Amazing. Okay, so we've got this green is going to be the full sheet background, so let's start there. Right, so if you're new around here, Mondays are what we call starting points. It means we build a page up to a certain point, and then we just kind of pause for a moment. And then I carry on with the supplies that I'm using, but we look at different ways that you could carry on, because everybody could start with that same point and make a completely different page depending on how many photos, what size of photos, how much writing, what kind of writing you want to do, if you want to do little bullet points or one big block of writing. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I had the focus all set, but then I answered that phone call, so it will have reset itself. Okay, let's see. Okay, that should have made it work. It's not the potato cam that makes that happen. It's that I forget that if anything comes into the camera while it's frozen in focus, it automatically just goes, nope, we didn't save that focus for you. So I'd done it once, so in my head I had done it. No. Right. Yeah, sorry, I had a call from WB's team, and I'm always too nervous to not take a call like that. And so then it turned out it was not an emergency, so I was like, okay, can we wrap this up? Let's go. So there we are. Okay. Georgia said her system to getting 15 pages done was a lot of half and half layouts to get nieces and nephews' albums up to date. And notice that sentence. Georgia now has albums that have like cohesion to them. She organized everything into albums like by chronology. Now, not within each one. My understanding is it's just like all of the layouts from 2022 are in the 2022 book. But once you open it, it's like lucky dip what layout you're going to get next. But they live in one place. And so now she's got some storytelling going on. Also, she found out that she used to journal a lot more than she ever realized. And so that makes me very happy. Yeah. George is like, they're up to date. All right, so today I want to do, where's my little notes here? I want to do some layering that is going to come from the outside in. Yeah, outside in composition. And I want to, okay, we're going to go on a little field trip. So today I wanted to staple a whole bunch of things together to celebrate the fact that I now know where my stapler is. Do you remember we told this story? I was like, my little craft stapler, my tiny attacher, it has two jobs. One of those jobs is to scrapbook. And the other of those jobs is to fake being the highly organized mother by just bringing a stapler to auditions and other things that have paperwork, because inevitably they want you to staple things together, and there is one official stapler at the front and 300 people trying to get to it. So I take my tiny attacher and pass it down the line, and then everybody goes, oh, look, she has everything she needs. And then I tell you the truth that I'm not #organized, because then I can't remember what bag I took to the audition and where the stapler is. But I found it yesterday. So we're going to do a staple layering type page today. Cool? It seemed as good an idea or reason as any other. There we go. All right. So, just checking out all the discussion from Georgia's highly prolific and productive weekend. We love it. She only used 2 pieces of white card, and the rest was all from her paper stash that she wanted to use up. All right. So if we're starting here and we're going to staple stuff, we are going to do some cutting into some shapes. And I'm even going to bring back a shape that I haven't used for a while. I'm not sure about pumpkins. I think these, okay, these are better. Spooky, but not pumpkin. That's where I'm going. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, Elaine says, you're hashtag organized if you know where the spare staples are. Okay, let's see. Because I was going to say, yes, I do, but yes, I do. I just thought, what if they're not in the spot where they're supposed to be? But nope, that I know where they are. Because the staples live with the spiky thing. Because both of them then are in a position where I won't accidentally put my hand on something sharp. That's the idea. Okay, the shape I want to bring back, and I thought I might trace, is maybe in here. Nope, I already got it out. It's here. Okay. These. So I could just use one of these because I have them. But I also sometimes just want to bring back the shape without going back to the actual design. Make sense? So what I want is that one that's there at the top, I think. Or I could do this one. They're pretty much the same. I'm going to take this one because this one has more than one. And then if I lose track of it, I'm not too worried. So I want to bring this shape back in. So it's like a scrolled square. Georgia knows where her staples are. We're so proud. All right, so we're going to take this and a pencil. Which pencil does the drawer give us today? Believe in your inner mermaid. That's what we got. All right, so we're going to take this to the edge so we don't waste any space. And we're going to trace, trace, trace. And after I cut this out, I better do my speech because I haven't done that yet. All right. Auntie Caffeine is scrapping along today. What you scrapping? What you scrapping? We got photos at the go. You can just hold it and cut around it if you find that easier than tracing it, by the way. So the trick to today's starting point is we need a piece or two that are kind of larger focal point pieces because we want to layer from the outside in. We need something to start that, yeah? So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to start with that one there, and then I'm going to do the same with the B side or the same pattern. I'm going just to make it interesting. I'm going to see how easy it is to hold this particular shape rather than pencil. Pencil's going to be slightly more accurate, I think. And while I'm thinking about it, we better switch out the ink to black today for this spookier combination. So we could do floral both sides, but I'm tempted to do purple, although this would make a really great matte. So maybe I keep it like that for the moment. All right, let's change this over to black. And Auntie Caffeine is adding sequins to a snow and cocoa layout of her cat in the snow. He is black and white, so he looked perfect. Amazing. Swap boopers. So I think that's where we're going to begin. Mind, I'm going to have to put potato can back on just for a moment. Dun, dun, dun. Hello! Hi, my name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your own stories in a creative way. I'm very glad that you're here. I don't mind if you are live and chatty or quiet and watch from Tomorrowland or some combination thereof. If you're crafty, if you're not crafty, you're thinking about maybe you could be crafty, we're totally here to help you out. And I say we because there's a little group of the same people that come to the live streams quite often, and we're kind of a little team now. So you'll see me scrapping, but you'll get lots of good advice for them too, and that is very, very lovely to see. In the description box with this video, you will find a lengthy amount of stuff to scroll through, and it's in that same order. So you will find classes that I teach, you will find supplies that I have designed, and you will find all of the stuff that I use in these videos to help you create your own pages, and you can buy stuff that's just like what I'm using, or you can find similar stuff from your stash. That's why we call it Best of Both Worlds, because it's like having a kit where every month there's a shopping list, and if you want to keep it like a kit, you just add one of everything to cart and hit buy, and then you use that for a whole month, because that's what I do here. Or you can go through that and say, I don't like this one, so I'm not getting that one. I really like this one, so I'm getting two. And this one I like, but I have something really similar in my stash, so I'll use what I already have. Because I'm a big fan of using what you already have. I never, ever, ever designed a single craft product for you to keep it in your cupboard. I really would like you to use it and put it in an album or another project somewhere along the line. Every single product I designed, I hoped you would use and not save forever more. So there we are. I have current classes and a brand new upcoming class. So if you want to take the class that's current right now, that's called Just Joy. And if you want to take the class that is the first week of November and is all new stuff for this year, that is called Ready for December 2025. And it's a week of getting your Christmas scrapbooking ready to go, so that when we hit the 1st of December, when my Journal Your Christmas and Share Your Christmas classes come out, one's about scrapbooking and journaling, one's about photography and videos, then you can just have your album ready to go and just start picking and choosing the things that we made in advance to make your own story come to life with everything that you do in December and beyond. I think that's enough of a speech and definitely enough of potato can. Let's get back to work. All right. So, it's cold. It's definitely hoodie weather. Okay, so we're going to work from the top and the bottom into the middle, a lot of layers and stapler. Then I'm going to be putting a bunch of photos on it. This is where we are. This one, I want a box. So let's have a little rectangle of this. Let's take the branding strip off so I can cut straight and not be lazy. And then WB was only home for 18 hours or something, but he has given me plenty to scrapbook because we did a little hour-long photo session. Not even an hour. And we have got good stuff. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that I will use some of this as a box, and then I will also be cutting out some clouds. So let's have two pieces cut to the same size, because the two boxes I've already got there are also the same. Jessie says, ready for December sounds brilliant. Yay! I did have a question that I probably should answer to more than just the person who asked it. So somebody asked, because it's 5 days of like long, like roughly 90-minute videos, does that mean it's like you have to sit down and work for 90 minutes? No. So within the 90 minutes, it's easily chunked, yeah? And so you'll get a little list of, so I make this page at this time and this page at this time, this, yeah? So that then you don't have to watch it all in one go, but I'll publish it all in one go in case you are the kind of person who's like, right, I'm going to scrapbook for 90 minutes today, let's go. So then it's adaptable for whichever you like. Make sense? All right, so we got these two. Let's ink all this. And then we're going to cut out some clouds too. It has been absolutely pouring it down since the middle of the night. And it was kind of drizzly yesterday. Saturday was gorgeous. Oh, speaking of, that, I must not forget about that. I also have Halloweeny photos of me from Saturday because I went to dance class. I went to a class that I haven't been to in a good couple months. And outside the dance studio, just opposite at the bookshop, there's a massive Halloween display with like hay bales and pumpkins and all sorts of good things. And I, of course, was in pumpkin-themed dancewear. And so somebody from class took my picture for me, and I then sent it to my child and went, "Your mother's being cringe at the dance studio." And he sent back many, many laughing photos, or faces. So there we are. All right, and then let's have some of this. Corey says, "I really hope you show what you're going to do with the random pockets and other foldables, not foldable bowls, foldables that are in Vicky's album." Yes, I am going to show all of that in Ready for December. There's a couple bits that are like just completely blank. So I'm going to do a little bit of experimenting of, do I like particular techniques on them, or do I just want to kind of wallpaper them with pattern paper? So I'll probably end up doing a little bit of both. By the way, in case you're curious, where's a scrap of paper? Because every year's journal, like I have certain things about my Christmas journal that are always identifiable, that they're my album. Like I have a similar style every year, but also every year I always have a little bit of a choice of kind of where I'm going with something. And this year there is a lot of this. Oh, I just picked up the ink pad and not the lid. How did I manage that? Don't think I've ever done that in my drawer. Okay, hold on. I'm covered in ink. All right. So this year's album has a lot of glow, is what I'm feeling. Like it's a glow album. So let me show you what I mean. I mean that we do this sort of effect. Put the lid back on and we keep it on. And then I don't have Christmas things out here, but we do that sort of effect. And this is popped up on there. Yeah. Oh, no, okay. Auntie Caffeine, you're confused. Okay, so no. My class is nothing to do with Vicky's class, okay? I teach Junior Christmas every year, and I have posted that this is the album I'm using, which Vicky designed, and it comes with those pieces inside. Yeah? So this, let me put this away so I don't accidentally ink it. Okay. So there's all these pieces in here, and this is what Corey is like, "Please tell me what to do with these things that are not printed." Those four there. Because these are easier. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't, what my album will look like and what Vicky's album will look like will be different. We are not, like, I'm just using her album. I haven't taken her class, don't know what she's teaching, what her, like, I know Vicky's style, but yeah, no, they're not combined. And you don't need to do hers to do mine, and you don't need to do mine to do hers. Nope. But that's the album I'm using this year. So there we go. And there's a lot of, yeah, this glow effect where you do that, and then you put something over the top. Yeah, it's not on every single entry or anything, but it is a style choice that I'm using this year that I think is going to feed into what I do with those blank pieces. All right, where do we want these now? think I'm going to take it right. Oh my goodness, you know what I'm going to do? Hold on. Speaking of things that live in the sharp section of my drawer. Oh, that's not the pair I thought. That's Mickey heads, which I love, but it's not what I want. I want the only other pair I have. I have 2 pairs of fancy scissors. This is the one I want. I have Mickey's, and I have this wide zigzag, which I still love. And it just feels really nice on Halloween papers. All right. It was a subscription gift with Creating Keepsakes years and years ago, but I actually got it in 2001 in my Hall of Fame prize package. Suki says, what class is in 90-minute sessions? Ready for December 2025. It's 1 week of 90-minute sessions. Yeah, but you can break them down. Okay, so we have 6 here. Okay. My coffee's going cold. Okay. So from here, how can I get it to look super layered? So what I want is to start, I think the bigger piece here, or do I want that behind it, in front of it? Oh, okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take pieces like this. Staple. And that is going to go so that it has just a little border of the green at the top. And then we're going to go over here. And I think it needs to come to the outside. I think this one is too tall now, so we're going to take it down to here. Now, if I've just scared you by not gluing anything first and just going straight in with the staples, it's okay. You can glue it. The staples are optional. I'm just celebrating my stapler. So we've got 2 sections like this coming together. Are you following me? Does it make sense? Yeah. Oh no, Auntie Caffeine has just spent ages gluing sequins and now it's a bit wonky. Just add a little something to one side to balance it out. You'll be okay. We need orange. So let's take, do I want this whole orange sheet or did I have a partial orange that I cut into? Because I feel like I probably did cut in. Oh, I could just look. Did I do? Nope, it's the whole background. So I do not have, unless I gutted it, I do not have. Nope, I did not gut it. I think I was thinking about circles, but I'm going to have clouds. I've got the scrolls, I've got clouds. I don't need a third shape outside of boxes. So we will keep this as a box. Carrie has the Mickey scissors and she bought them at Disney about 20 years ago. That sounds about right. I bought mine on eBay. I think. No. Or did Kelly send them to me? Kelly went through this phase of sending me so many Mickey-themed cutting things that now my memory fails me. But I've had them a long time, and I think they're adorable. They're in my never to purge category. Okay, so what I was thinking here is that these just become little boxes. I know, I could have done it with the trimmer. I didn't want to. I got fed up with the trimmer. So let's start with just one in each section, but I might add more. I don't want to lose the bats entirely. So maybe it comes to the outside. Yeah. Don't need glue. Staple it. Oh, I am going to need glue because I got to cheat. Because I want the staples to go. Oh, I do need my replacement. Kelly says she thinks I'm overestimating. Kelly's here. You did send me amazing Mickey cutting things, though. I love them all. And I can't remember which ones you sent and which ones I bought. It's just all there in a Mickey-shaped glow of happiness. And I forever appreciate it. All right. Yes, there was a scrapbook store in downtown Disney. And the cruise ships used to have quite a lot of scrapping merch as well. But nope, not a thing now. Okay. So, oh, that one might have reached, but what's going on here? I didn't add adhesive to my kit order. That was a poor choice. Very poor choice indeed. They used to call you a Mickey-shaped glow of happiness? That sounds like a good thing to me. We got that happening there, that happening there. We're working into the middle. Yes? Oh, Corey says the cruise ships that do a longer voyage still have an annual scrapbook kit and a scrapping day at sea. Really? The Disney cruise ships have a scrapping day at sea? I have never seen anybody talk about these. I mean, I know there are scrapping cruises, but I've never seen a Disney scrapping cruise thing. That I need to know about. Not that I'm going on one. Can't cope. Everybody goes, you won't be seasick. You underestimate how much I like the ground to not wobble. Okay, so now I want a little bit over here, and I need some clouds. So let's have this one. We're going to start with 3, and if I need more, then I'll go back and add more. 1. And I can have at least 1, if not 2, that go off the edge of the page because we're going off these outside edges. Oh, but they'd need to be coming off different edges. In which case, let's have this one down here. Oh, Georgia says, Scrappy Nerd went on a Disney cruise last month and there was a scrapping session. It wasn't great though, she said, but it was still there. Amazing. Oh, see, that's what I fear. I know that Disney wouldn't do this, but Auntie Caffeine says she ran into a lady at a Michael's class when they used to have in-person classes. And she went on a non-Disney cruise, and they had advertised Scrapbooking, saying that they were going to provide kits and come along and scrapbook, so she's all game. And then she went, and the kit they provided her with was construction paper and glue sticks. I mean, it is how I started, but I also did not at the time know that scrapbooking was a word. Georgia says the one on the Disney ship was that the tools were a bit naff. Probably been used for a long time, so they're not particularly what we're used to now, I'm guessing. Because are you allowed to take your own scissors on a cruise? I don't know what the rules are for what you can take on a cruise ship. I assume they scan everybody's bags. I have no idea, actually. Okay, so we want a little border around here, and I think these are going to come into play again. You could use a border punch if you want a different kind of edge. So let's go to that purple B-side. If you still have these, if you still have decorative edge scissors and you want to use them, the way to cut straight is that you have this line. You need to line it up with the edge of the paper. That's the big trick. And then you get a straight line. Oh, I love it when people tell me, just try the acupressure bands. I have a photo of me when I first started teaching. I'd been teaching like 2 years, I guess. And I had to take a school trip where we were going to take a coach all through the Alps, basically. And I was not doing well. And everybody gave me their bands. And it's like, now I know that's not how you're supposed to use them. I did have one set that I was trying to use properly. But when everybody came to see me going, oh, but you need those bands. And then, so then they'd give me theirs because they're going, oh, I'm fine. You take them. And it would just have so much. Georgia says she presumes you can take anything on a cruise because when Vicky does her big cropping cruise, people take their own stuff like they're going to a normal crop. Corey says she takes everything, scissors, trimmer, etc. on longer voyages and uses her Instax so that she can take pictures and print them as she goes. Nice. Royal Caribbean do a scrap. They do a scrap session and a project lifestyle kit for sale. I didn't scrap while I was there, but I bought the kit and used it later. I like that, Kitty. Okay, so we want 2 of those. Let me try again. There are definitely people that the bands don't work for. Hi. We're in a club. I mean, I think they probably improve it a little. The hilarious bit is, how did I ever think I could do space travel when I can't even take the ferry across the channel? I don't know. But I will maintain what I said then. My motion sickness has just got worse as I got older. So there is that I was not nearly as bad when I was a teenager. But this is always why I say why I do mission space on the easy one, not the one that has the centrifuge. If I'm going to feel like I'm going to have that many G-forces and I'm going to lose my lunch, then I would like to actually go to space and not just exit into the gift shop, I would put up with it and not complain. Well, I might complain a little, but not complain too much. If the prize was go through feeling this ill, but come out the other side and you're in space, I'm cool with that. And yeah, Dramamine will knock me out, but there's no point in paying for a cruise and then spending the whole time asleep. And I couldn't be asleep on the school trip because I'm working. So Kelly, one of the reasons that Disney is my park and not Universal, I can't do the Universal coasters. No way. I do Everest sometimes. Not always. Are you really empty or are you pretending to be empty? You are really empty. And last time I had been clever and put a roller here for myself, but I didn't do that after that. Because I learned from my mistakes, not the things I get right. But it's okay because we're mostly doing staples. So I'm going to get the last couple dots out of here to get this one on. And then we're good. Okay. So you could put them like even, but I don't want to. I want to go so that one is higher and one is lower, one is further left, one is further right. Yeah. These are going off the edge. These are leaving a frame. I'm going to take the edge off and check that I like the width of those. Oh my goodness, no, I can never do Paris Space Mountain ever again. I did it with a mask when you had to wear a mask in the park, and that did not help the situation. Just saying. Did not help. One a little thinner, one a little wider. I like that too. Then we're going to have this one going off that way. This one going off that way, and then that means this one can go like here. But these are going to be inked and popped on it. I love drop rides. Okay, so Tower of Terror, I'm fine. I mean, I don't want to like have a massive lunch. I'm not going to a character meal and then doing Tower of Terror. But Tower of Terror messes with my head far less than Rock and Roller Coaster. My worst thing is things going backwards. So Cosmic Rewind scared the life out of me because I did no spoilers. No spoilers. And then when you get in and it's clear that it's going to launch in reverse, I suddenly thought, oh my goodness, it's called Rewind. The whole ride goes backwards. I want out now. But it was too late for that. When it starts spinning, it actually improved it for me than just going backwards. Crazy. Crazy human body. Just does its own thing. All right, so we're going to have some clouds popped up over here. Corey, I need more explanation. Corey's family won't let her go in the Guardians building. What? Because it's going to mess with all your health complications and it's not safe for you to go anywhere near it. Is that why? Or do you love it so much that you would ask to ride it 10 times? I've never done Disneyland, like California version of Indiana Jones. I've done Paris Indiana Jones, but the California version has basically never been running when I've been there. Just had terrible luck with breakdowns, so I've never ridden it. Yeah, Corey says, Guardians will just knock her out for the day. That is how I feel. Like, if I want to do a real thrill ride coaster, I'm not going to feel right for the whole rest of the day. It will not go away until I have a good night's sleep. So Universal is not really my kind of park because so much of it is just wasted on me. Amy says, my son is doing the Disney College program and I'm off to see him soon. I'm so excited to ride Guardians, but now I'm nervous. Is it really bad? Okay, no. Can you, it is actually amazing Imagineering. And as much as I can, as much as it makes me feel queasy, I probably would go back and ride it again. I just feel sick. But, no, the Imagineering in it is so cool. It's a really, really well done ride. It's amazing. And also my friends all tell me that I got one of the worst songs and that I would enjoy it more with a better song. I will say California Space Mountain is my favorite because the music helps me like not go crazy. And in that one, the sound is like right there in your head in the seat. And I love that for whatever reason. It's also like a lot smoother than 1970s Space Mountain in Florida. But I will still ride Space Mountain, just not Paris. I won't ever do Paris again, I don't think, even though it's Star Wars. Okay, anything else I want to add to this or is this the starting point? I think this is a good spot to call it. Yeah, okay. Amy, you'll be fine. Can you ride the teacups, Amy? If you can ride the teacups and do general coasters, you'll be fine. Yes, I will ride the Muppet version. I will do that at some point. But I might have to time my day really carefully because I love my Muppets. But I do not love Rock and Roller Coaster. And the blacklight effect is the bigger part of why I can't do Rock and Roller Coaster very easily. It goes upside down and round enough that I need to take my glasses off. And then I cannot focus on anything in the blacklight because it's so fast. And because I don't have my glasses on. So it's just like, bleh. So no, I can't see anything. And to be fair, I do keep myself fine. I just feel rubbish for a good 24 hours, at least 12 to 24 hours. Okay. This is the starting point. Now let's go. So the reason I want to do creepy is that these are the photos I have, which are not creepy on their own, but if I give you the context, then you'll understand, I hope. So I have one big 4x6 and 4 little, but I know this one is very different, so I may or may not use it. Okay. So during the summer, oh, Amy, if you can do Everest and teacups, you're going to absolutely love Guardians. It's going to be your new favorite thing in the whole wide world. Yes. Also, very cool that your kids do in the college program. I hope they're having a great time. Okay, little bend and snap. Bend and snap. Do, 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 do. My goddaughter's school is doing Legally Blonde, and that's how I responded to their message. To be like, ooh, bend and snap. And then I realized maybe the junior version doesn't have that song. I'm not sure. Okay, so during the summer, WB did a drama event that he does most summers. And one of the scenes that he filmed at this event was as Pugsley from the Addams Family. And he opted that because they knew what scenes they would be filming, then he opted to wear things that would be more in line, like not a costume, but like the right kind of vibe. So this became the Pugsley shirt, okay? And then having done this tape and really actually getting quite into playing Pugsley, he came a couple months down the road, a couple weeks down the road, whatever, to saying, like, I want to add this to my casting range. And let me give you a little context. Actors will have a selection of headshots, and they are not just random pictures of what they look like. They're meant to show the range of characters you can play. And one really great way to think about what are you going to wear and what characters do you want represented in that is to say, what of all the movies and TV shows that already exist, if you could go put yourself into one of them, what would you pick? And then you take the inspiration from that to go into a headshot so that then when something that comes up is similar, your agent submits you with that headshot and you do your audition in that outfit and that hairstyle or whatever, so that they just don't have to work too hard to believe that you could play that part. Like, it's all part of a package and it's helping you. Now, if you couldn't act, it would make no difference because it'd be like, nice try, kid. Why'd you wear stripes? But if you can do it, then it can really help you get in the right spot. Yeah? So after he really enjoyed doing the filmed scenes as Pugsley, he said, on my list of characters, I want a headshot that says, if a Tim Burton casting comes up, this is the headshot we put in. Like, dream big. This is my Tim Burton look. So this is not really headshot material. It's just cute. This one, I can't zoom in. So if I do, I'll lose the focus. This one, which hasn't printed beautifully, this one is his submit to Tim Burton. Now, this is hilarious because we did these as a last set of photos with the long hair because the hair is going for the new project. But it was still good practice and something that I want in my book because it's such a tale from him of like that whole little process of I'm learning this scene now. Mom, I need black and white stripes to wear for this. I also need a headshot that makes me look like this because what if one day there is a call for a boy to play a role my age in a Tim Burton movie? I want to be in that pack who get considered. So to me, I've got a nice storyline there. So I've got the one that he really likes just as a nice photo of him. And he loves this because this whole pose was his idea. He's like laying down and I had to lay down on the floor to get the shot. And hilariously, there wasn't enough room between the background for him to put his legs straight out. So his legs are actually bent up, but they're hidden behind his head to get the angle. I'm like, right, move that foot this way, so you can't see it. And that makes me laugh too. Okay, so we have this one big photo, and we have little photos that I'm going to chop up. It's interesting. The haircut is actually going to make him look younger, not older. He's playing down. When they did the same thing, when they cut his hair for Les Mis, it was about this length, slightly different style because it was more like, not mullet-y, but it was a little shorter at the front, longer at the back. And they took it more to a chin length bob so that he wouldn't look like Cosette. Bless. And I have the before and after photo. He looks a good 3 years younger when the hair is shorter. It's because it puffs his cheeks out. There's something about the framing. It rounds, the jawline looks rounder, even though obviously his jaw doesn't actually change shape when you cut his hair. The shorter chin length hair makes his face look a lot rounder, so then he looks younger. But it's going to be shorter than that. It's going to be the first time he has short hair. So we will all be shocked together because I cannot imagine it. But he's really quite excited about it now. I was quite concerned that it could make him a little wobbly. And instead he's like, nope, this is great because now I never have to make a choice and go, do I want my hair short? Do I want it long? Somebody else is making the decision, and so I'll get to see what I look like with short hair. And then after the job, I can decide, do I want to keep it short? Do I want to let it grow up? So that's kind of cool. I'll probably be wobbly, so you can all help me when I have the first short hair pictures, and I'm like, what happened to my surfer-haired boy? But we'll see. Bonfire night, I think, is when they're going to cut it. Not at a fire. Just coincidentally. That's when the right person is there. Okay, so we might use this one separate from those three. So like these three could be a grouping, and this one, and then we could put this one either with the big one or in a different place, because it is kind of cute. He had me do like 4 or 5 different jumping pictures until he got exactly the effect he wanted, which was, I'll show you. He wanted his hair to go up. So he had one where the jump was great, but for some reason the hair just stayed down, and he was like, no, that looks fake because my hair isn't moving up. Yeah. Yeah, November 5th. Auntie Caffeine says, child actors usually play down, right? I know in Hollywood they would always get older actors to play younger kids. Yes. So, and because he is so short for his age, he can play down quite easily. Yeah. So that's it. All right. So this border might be too wide. I'm not sure. I'm going to do the smaller pieces first, smaller photos first. And we're going to, do we want them in a line? So these might all go kind of like this. And then that one, don't like that. So that one could go here. And I think maybe that one goes there. But I think that white border is too big now that these white borders are teeny tiny, right? Remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason, and chop. Yes, that is kind of what it's feeling like. But I was just glad that they gave him, like, it wasn't going to be a surprise. They told him from the very first day, this is the day we're planning to cut your hair. Is that okay? So, and hopefully, there's supposed to be somebody coming to look at his hair, because it's not just one set style. So they've got some freedom. So they need to like look at each boy's hair to see which of these works best for you. So the funny bit was like, if it's anything that involves a fringe, you need to know that he has this massive cowlick and it's never going to lay flat. And he hasn't had a fringe for years and years and years. So I had to dig out like really little childhood photos to be like, look, here it goes. It's just sticking up, sticking up. So it has to be like swooped to the side. It's never going to lay down flat. And they just giggled at me. Like, there you go. Okay, so, but we need some mattes happening. Yes? Let's bring the purple in. But I think no pumpkins was the right call, right? But Halloweeny, says Tim Burton, without the pumpkins. And what am I going to do for adhesive here? I've run out. Does this one have any? Nope, that. I've got, oh, I know. I have that tape. There we go. Not repositionable. I gotta be careful. Auntie Caffeine says, Shimelle, if I post the layouts I did of my mom's headshots in the 80s, I will tag you. I think you get a kick of seeing old headshots. I love old headshots, so yes, go on. Yes, they're great fun. Double-sided tape. I have a little bit of double-sided tape in my Christmas book, like in the Christmas prep. Just a little bit as an optional. I think if you wanted to make this even more spooky, do a black matte and then the purple matte, but I'm just going to go straight to purple. Oh. Auntie Caffeine's mom was planning to be an actress, but then she had Auntie Caffeine instead. These things happen. I was planning to be an actress and needed a work permit. It's okay. Turned out there were other things I needed to do. I was preparing for things I did not understand yet. And these 3. See you later, Corey. Hope you feel all right. Okay. So, trying to decide all separate mats or all in a row. How even did I cut them? Okay, I think we can do that. You've lost your bats. It doesn't say Halloween anymore. It's okay. I'm not done. Yeah, Auntie Caffeine's like, I'd cover up too much of the acute clusters. Chill with it. It's going to be fine. Background to foreground. Background to foreground. Yeah. We got to bring the things that are at the back to the front, and all will be fine. It's okay to make pretty things and cover them up sometimes. The purple tonal stripe is now making me see sandworms from Beetlejuice. I know, he's not, those sandworms are not actually, not purple stripe, but it's just what I'm seeing now. One. Two. What color do I keep that on purple to have it consistent that all the photos are on purple? Or do I change it up? Could put it on the dotty orange. Those photos, by the way, I just did, oh, it's so tiny, but it'll work. I did the 4-up setting on the selfie instead of the 2-up that I usually use. So they are half the size again. The teeniest little mat. But look, you don't have to show much for it to be visible. You can see the orange outline. It's tiny. You can still see it. You're still going to be able to see it even though I'm going to put black on the edges. Still there. Yeah, can't be afraid to cover things up if you like layers. Yep, yep. Okay. Okay. bring in letter stickers and the spooky stickers and dots. Trying to decide. So title-wise, let's talk about where you could go with this in case you wanted a different number of photos. Number one, you could do 2 4x6s, ditch the little photos, do 1 here, 1 there. Just make sure that you've spaced these out enough that your 2 photos aren't going to overlap and get messy in the middle. Okay. Or you could do all little photos. So you could have 3 little photos up here, 3 little photos down here, 2 3x4s, 2 3x4s. There we go. Gina says, do I have a background set up for taking photos like this of WB? We hired a studio for an hour yesterday. So I did a whole session with multiple backdrops. I can take a headshot if he needs a specific one. I can take it at home in a pinch because I have all my lights. But I prefer the option of going into a studio where it's really easy to access all the different backdrops without having to climb up and hang things. So this particular studio I absolutely love because they have the full rainbow plus multiple grays and black and white on remote control. And all I have to do is push a button and be like, this one now, please. Great. So I think we used 5 different backgrounds in an hour-long shoot. Beautiful. Right. So, yeah. Grouping photos here, grouping photos there. You could go even smaller and put in a small photo here, small photo here if you wanted, if you like really little pictures. This kind of scenario works out really, really well with like photo strips as well, which on the selfie thing is sometimes called a bookmark. I can't remember if they still have that, if it's still called that now or not. But yeah, like a strip of photos like from a photo booth kind of thing. That works really well in this composition too. Then, places I could put my title and my journaling. So I could run a title, if I just had a 1-word title or something, I could put it in here. Could even maybe overlap the top of the 4x6 photo. I've got then room to write here. But I can also run the title over some pieces. So the title could fit in all of this space here and then use this for journaling or use this for journaling. Yeah, so we've got different places we can go. All right, I need more than 1 word. I've got a longer title, so I'm going to play with putting it in this space here and see if it'll work. Oh, I need to go in reverse though. Gina says, is it economical to rent studios? It really depends on the studio. Some of them are ridiculous, and that's a nope. Some of them are very reasonable. And so some of them are reasonable but really hard to get to. The nice bit is you don't have to bring your own lights unless there's something very specific that they don't have. When you hire a studio, you bring your own camera, but you can use all their lights. And a lot of them will actually let you hire a camera too if you don't have your own gear, but I don't know anybody who doesn't like to shoot with their own camera. Yeah, we... Ow. Come on. Thank you. So we use their lights, their backdrops. And what I often do is take him as a trial before I have non-family clients. So I can now I know how this space works. I know how to get people in and, you know, where they can change clothes and how long it takes to do stuff, and how many flights of stairs there are, and all of that sort of stuff that you wouldn't want paying clients to see you like get to know all of that. So I take him with me on the first shoot, and then if I like it, I can open it up to be able to photograph other people there. Yeah. So if you've done Share Your Christmas, you've seen footage that I filmed myself in a studio that I hired. So yeah, that one is economical, but really far away. But it was near where Starlight Express was, so I would drop him and then go to that studio to film stuff. Okay. Right. So this in the biggest letters and then smaller letters. Oh, I did it again. I need it backwards. Oh no, there's only one L. You can't not double the letters that need doubling all the time. And L is one of those letters that gets doubled a lot. There's only one L. Okay, so I need a different small alpha to do calls here. How about Justinca? How many S's have I got? Only one. I want a just in case. So I want just in case Burton calls as my title. But it turns out the little alpha is not helping me here. Okay, but I have the turquoise little alpha. So let us see if I can make the lighter teal work, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do just in case here. And then I'll figure out what to do calls in. I can make it work. Georgia has had a power hour, scanned all the weekend's layouts into her laptop, printed photos, made a card for her niece's birthday, and now she has to find her present. Amazing. I mean, I have the dryer going at the same time because my child brought home his dirty laundry. That's the real reason that we get to see them for 18 hours. Please do their laundry. No parking in London. No laundry on the job. Does anybody else have this problem? I know I can take it from here and put it on there, but for some reason I take it on there and put it on my thumb and then put it on. I don't know why. It's just such a habit now that I find it really hard to not do it. Allie says, will you be able to share the new project once he starts, or will it be like Les Mis and we'll have to guess? I think once he has debuted, I can say. I just, I could never say when he's on, that sort of thing. Yeah, I think it'll be more like what Starlight was like. Oh, I could do black letters, though, couldn't I? Here. That might be better. Okay, what black alpha would be the right size? It's not actually black, it's more dark brown, and I don't think that's going to work. Oh, I've got orange. Maybe that works better. Because the black I've got is big. Oh, back in the day with scanners, we used to have to stitch the layout. So you'd scan one half, and then you'd scan the other half, and then you'd stick it together. And there was a real art to it. Which I'm sure now there are plenty of things where people just take both scans and then would ask an app to put it together for them. Photoshop would probably respond to that prompt. But yes, Georgia has it easier with the scanner because she scraps A4. Smaller pages. But also, phone cameras are so much easier and stronger or better quality shots now that you can just photograph your page instead of scanning it. I wouldn't pay $700 for the scanner. Okay, so I like this aside from the fact that it's got this weird stair-stepping thing happening. So the answer is more. Let's go to the sticker sheet now and add some embellishment over here. Don't worry, we can add some bats. Okay, so how many bats do we have? 1, 2, 3 in black and then a colorful one. So let's have 3 bats. And I kind of think they need to be popped. Or do they go flat because the clouds are popped and they're going behind the clouds? Okay. One there. They don't all have a white halo. That's kind of interesting. 2, and then this one on the other side with the other cloud. 3. What do we think? What do we think about that one? Let's ink it and see. I might ink it heavily to mostly get rid of the white halo. Let's have a gray halo instead. I think I like that better. Dun, dun, dun. Lee says, has anybody taken their 12 by 12 completed layouts and had them scanned and printed? Is the printed copy good enough to put in an album as a gift? Auntie Caffeine did it 11 years ago when it used to be available at Kinko's. They didn't actually scan the whole 12 by 12 and they ended up cutting off half an inch. Yes, Autumn broke down and got a shot box in order to get good photos of her layouts. She's 100% right that it's all about light. So if you're light, well, it's all about 2 things. Light and the angle of the camera. If you end up taking it at a weird angle so that your page becomes very trapezoidal, that will not help you. But yeah, if you can get your camera square and have a lot of light, that is going to help you dramatically. Okay. Chelsea just counted the bats like the count from Sesame Street. I approve and appreciate this. Let's add in some tuckies now. And I'm gonna staple it. I know not everybody loves staples through photos, so look away. Okay. We're going to have some stars, yeah. So an orange on each side, and then I can do a green on each side. Can I do a blue, or have I used all the blue ones up? I've used the blues. And I only have, there's randomly 1 pink. So I need green then, so that I can go to both sides. Deciding. Where does it go? I could use, oh, I was going to say I could use the one random pink, but actually there's no pink visible in anything there, so I'm not going to. Okay. I'm very tempted, however, to add this in here. Yes, I'm going to. Looks like a Beetlejuice house. Definitely looks like the set of a Tim Burton movie. We're going to do it. Okay. But there's only one thing that has that style of artwork. So, just the one. But we could do some phrases down here, or phrase underneath the cloud. Just this side. Okay, what we got? We're going to cut it into individual words. Oh, did not like how that lined up. Let's do this way. Okay, and some dots. Let's see. Do I want any other confetti pieces from here? A spider. Let's put a spider down here. This one. Anti-Caffeine says you could go to a FedEx or whatever a similar option is with a scanner and try it out with just one layout. And then if you get one and you don't like it, you can just write that off as a learning experience and get rid. Here. Okay, journaling's going to go in here. Might need something in there. Nope, it's too close to this one. Don't like them together. We'll just leave one tab here. But I could take the spider web and tuck it up here. Now dots. Little sets of 3. I think here. And gold. I have officially spookified the layout. It's looking spookier now. found it on the purple. There we go. It was dodging the purple. Hold up. I know it's on the photo. Come on. Okay, journaling is going to go on here once the gold mist is dry. Could journal in black or white straight onto there, or it could journal onto strips like I did in one layout earlier this month already. But there we go. That is Monday's starting point, all brought to a close. How many photos are you going to put on yours? Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a wonderful week. I will be live again on YouTube on Friday at 10 a.m. And then I shall be scrapping in lessons throughout the week on Just Joy. So if you want to sign up for class, Just Joy is 12 by 12 pages and pockets that are going into my album. So it's the stuff that comes after what you see me do on Best of Both Worlds, because I then go in and fill in the gaps for all of the months. So you can find all of the extras that I add for April, May, and June in Just Joy. I did January, February, March in the new pages from Old Stash. So then we'll have 2 quarters left after that. Or you can start getting ready for Christmas. You can join me for the first week of November for Ready for December 2025. And both of those you can sign up for with the links in the description of this video, or by going over to Shimelle.com. They're in the very first post over there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great week. I'm really glad that you can make it, and I'll hope to see you again soon. If you enjoyed it, want to give it a thumbs up. It's super duper awesome. Thanks.